nowhere. I thought it was just because you love me that much.
I probably should have said that because now something happened to my wife. Everybody's going to be looking at me.
I hope Doc didn't do that to that girl. Lord, I hope Doc ain't did that to that girl.
You going to be seeing me in that mugshot.
Hey.
Oh.
You remember when Steve Harvey say, Ray got his in the trunk.
Ray Caruth.
Ray got his in the trunk.
We'll have to bleep that out the show.
Yeah, we'll bleep that out. But me and my wife had an understanding. You know, I got married later in life, and like I say, I think it was God's speed. Everything happened when it was supposed to. But going in, we always said it's not an option. I'm one and done. And my wife has been married. This is her second marriage, but really like her first because she was so young. You know, really was blind to a lot of things in life. So in a way, this is like her first. But we kind of had like, we don't even say that word. Don't even say that word. That's like blasphemous in my house. You know what I'm saying? That's like don't cause I think we love each other that much and we wanted to work that much that's not an option. We always say we wanted one of them old school marriages. You know, our grandparents at the age we always kind of like that. I don't care what happened, you stay with that man. Mm-hmm. I can remember my grandma telling my mom and my dad he was abusive, but I can remember my grandma telling my mama, "You married that man, you stay with that man." And my mom did not divorce my dad until her mom was in the ground, gone.
Oh wow!
As soon as my grandma was buried, not as soon as, but I think that's what my mom waited on.
That week, let me buy these peppers.
Gone. So, you know, me and my wife and I, we always talk about we want them old school marriages.
Hey, well, you know, me and my wife, we are that old school marriage. And like, you know, I tell lots of jokes. I told my wife I won't bring her up in the show, but she knew better. But
that's our life. We got to bring them up in the show. Come on, ladies.
That is my life, right there.
That's our life. Come on, so y'all know come on.
But you know, me and my wife, we've been together since high school.
Yeah, y'all got me and my wife beat like times 10.
But you know what? It was just a God thing. Cause let me tell you this story. So, like when I was younger, when I was 18, I was trying to live that, you know, that player life. Mm-hmm. You know, like every young man try to do, and you know, I early I got into some trouble, and like, you know what, this ain't for me. This ain't for me. And you know, little did I know my wife had been there like all along, just like in the background, and
wait for you to get yourself together.
God is trying to push her into the foreground, and you're right. God was just waiting for me to get there. I think she was ready, even at her young age, because, you know, she's 2 years younger than me. But she was already, like most women, I'm looking for the one.
With the one, I'm ready.
And it wasn't until, you know, I went to college and I failed out of my first semester. Mm-hmm. And I left that college and I came home. And I just told God, like, look, I'm tired of playing these games. I just want the one you got for me.
You was mature at an early age.
And I promise you, the next day, my wife called me. And here's the thing, she was calling to cuss me out.
Wow.
she was calling because I had done some things, and you know, I'm not good at calling people back. I'm gonna just let y'all know I'm a terrible friend. I don't text you back. I don't call you back until like I need something. And
Doc text me back.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Doc text me back.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
So if you listening and he don't text you back,
don't do that.
That's on you.
Don't do that. It may take me a few days. It take me about 4 or 5 days to remember. Oh shoot, you know, because I'm so busy lesson planning.
My brother just talked about that.
But anyway, so like, I had told my wife. She called me one time, and I'll call you back. And this is like a month prior to. Yeah. So you could imagine how hot she was.
I'm surprised you wasn't deleting the block. Well, they ain't had deleting the block back then.
Nah, it's a God thing. that he put me on her heart. Yeah. Now she's I told you she's gonna call me and tell me about myself.
Wow.
But when I answered, and I didn't blow her off this time, like I had done before. We had like a whole conversation.
Floodgates open.
And that's when she told me, you know what? This is what the purpose of my phone call.
Wow.
And by the end of that phone call, I will never forget. It was January 4th, 1994.
Wow.
Shoot, that's when we started our relationship.
Wow.
I mean, so you can't tell me God can't do
Doc,
this kind of stuff. I hope that tells people who are looking for that one, looking for that relationship, God can do it.
Well, Doc, I'm going to tell you how God moved in my life. And I lost my mom in 2010. I lost my sister in January of 2010. And I buried my mom in November 2010, week of Thanksgiving. And I had been dealing with somebody kind of on and off long. We was in a relationship probably about 8 or 9 years. But it was on and off. She was diagnosed with depression. And so sometimes when things was great, it was great. But when they was bad, they was bad. And we lived together for, I think, a year or two. And she ended up getting her own place, which I stayed there, but I didn't live there. Mm-hmm. So after my mom passed, I ended up getting my own place, which kind of took the relationship in a different way because she wasn't able to hold something over my head as far as, oh, this is my place, you can get out, yada, yada, yada. Right, so it was a different confidence and, I ain't going to say arrogance, but because I was raised not to throw something up in somebody's face. That's how I was just raised. So when my mom passed, got insurance money, yada, 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 me and my brother took care of my nephew. So I noticed when I got the place, she was feeling some kind of way, and I guess she felt like the relationship was going to be different. Oh, you're going to have a party house, you're going to be a playboy. And I'm like, I'm still a professional guy. I was an educator at the time, had been doing education for 2 years, going in my third year. So I was like, nah, not really, nah.
Right.
Nah, I'm taking care of my nephew. Like I said, that was my sister's child. So my mom was taking care of him, so that responsibility passed down to me.
To you and your brother.
Right, and I gladly accepted that. So we kind of fell off. She kind of did her own thing, and I kind of got to the point where it was different. But nobody had my heart, and I dealt with a few women here and there, dated women from the church, 2 women, and not trying to be a playboy, it just didn't work out. Mm-hmm. I wasn't ready to give my heart to someone at that time. Mm-hmm. So you fast forward to 2016, spring break. My brothers and I had been out, just out and about in the city. And
doing what grown men do.
Doing what grown men do. Just really hanging out with my dad, I think, that day. I think we hung out with my dad that day, actually. And so I was on my way home. My brother got a phone call from a friend, and he was like, some girls. I got some females in Greenville, and it's 5 of them. So I need a 5-man team. And I'm like, I'm going home. I'm good for the day. Like I say, this was the last weekend of spring break. So the weekend before, I hadn't already partied hard. I ain't going to lie to y'all. I partied hard that first weekend. But as the week progressed, I was like, I'm good. I done chill. I done had my fun.
You done got it all out at that point.
I done got it all out.
I don't need to do anything else.
I don't need to do nothing else. So they begged me, and I ended up coming. I wasn't coming out. And got the Dave and Buster's, and there was some women there, and some of us plus-size women. No disrespect to my plus-size women.
So
now.
Dave and Buster's was busted.
Was busted.
I'm sorry. Continue.
So we had been there about 10 or 15 minutes, and my wife made the comment. I didn't even see her at the time. She made the comment. She's like, wow, the guys sitting on one side of the table, because we had 2 long tables put together. So it was kind of like the guys and the girls on one side. So
y'all was like a middle school date.
Right. Minus the funk, though. We all had on deodorant and had to shower. So,
that was 2 weeks out my shit.
I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry.
I don't know if y'all know this. We middle school teachers, so right, that was a little too real.
Yeah, but it was a joke, but it was real. So my wife made the comment. She said, wow, the guy's sitting over there. So one of the plus-size girls came over and sat beside me, like hurry up and jump beside me. So obviously she was feeling me. So, I just was chatting it up, cracking jokes, what I'm doing now. And She sat beside me, and I guess she was feeling me, yada, yada, yada. So I happened to look down the table, and my wife was sitting at the head of the table on the end where the women were. And I said, where have you been? I said, girl, you like a Atlanta housewife or something. Top model.
Yes.
I told her that.
Yes,
and when I looked at her, I was like, OMG. Like, where you been? I couldn't see her.
Line of the night.
I could not see her for the other women. So, I love y'all if y'all listen. I'm sorry. I love y'all. But I couldn't see her for the plus size women. So, we had made this little bet. Oh, we're going to beat y'all in the game. Yada, yada, men versus the girls. So, when we got up and got finished, with our food and our drinks, I grabbed her by her hand and I said, you stay with me. And she looked up at me and she said, okay. And it's been on ever since.
It's been like that ever
since. And God moved so fast because I got separated from my job the following school year. And in September, she was in the midst of a promotion. She moved to Florida. She didn't want to be in Florida. So she quit her job in probably August.
Oh.
So we kind of had some miscommunication there for a few months because she was going through something that I didn't know about at the time. But I had told her that I had got, separated from my job, from the school. But I didn't really go into details about it. Because, like I say, we weren't really on that level where she really needed to know at that time.
Right.
But since then, God has moved tremendously as far as just blessing us. New car, new house, promotions and raises. I've got 3 raises in the last 2 years at Legacy. I've gotten 3 raises.
Hey, shout out to Legacy Early College.
Shout out to Legacy Early College.
Since Croc dropped it, hey, if you don't want to sponsor too, go ahead and hit us up.
I have gotten 3 promotions since I've been at Legacy in the last 2 years. And it's all God, but God put it in me also, like you say, to be a good steward and to have that work ethic. So I give God all the glory. But, I'm glad he put it in me as well as my mom to have that work ethic where people can see your work through what you do and not what you say.
I really do hope these stories give somebody some encouragement.
You know what I'm saying?
So
God is real.
For that one, and depending on God, and you at your wit's end trying to think, man, is God going to come through? He is.
And Doc, I just want to say this because I think about my daughter and how she's 17 and she always trying to keep up with everybody else. And she's ready to drive and everybody else already got cars and got license and they driving. And I try to remind her and I try to tell her, look, things happen when God is ready for them to happen.
Ooh.
Things don't happen when we're ready because God knows when you're responsible enough. He know what you can handle and he know when you're ready to handle it. And guess what? I wasn't ready to be married before I met my wife. I was not ready. But when I was ready and my heart was ready and I was ready to give my heart to somebody, it spread like wildfire. Bam, we was married in a year. Baby, I told her I was ready to move to Florida with her. Wow. And we hadn't been knowing each other but 2 or 3 months at that time. So remember God's speed. I thought I was, oh man, all my college friends, they already married, got good jobs, got kids. And here I am, 40-something years old, just not getting married. But guess what?
You probably got one of the best marriages.
God said that he will make you first. You'll be a footstool. How it go? Tell me how it go. I don't want to misquote it.
Make your enemies your footstool. Man.
And I don't want to, I will no longer be the borrower. I'm going to be the lender.
Oh.
So he's moving. He's doing tremendous things in my life. He's even removed people that I thought was like my best friend. And I don't know why he removed them. It's not for me to question him. But I know those relationships are no longer.
Right.
And I don't question them. Now, I did at first. I ain't going to lie. I felt some kind of way. Because I'm talking about people that I had been through things with. And
that you've been together with for years.
For years. And these people just all of a sudden stopped reaching out, stopped contacting me when I got married. And I asked one of my good friends, who still remains my good friend, I said, have I changed? He said, yeah, you have changed because you can't do what you used to do. So now you can't go out when you want to go out. But that's a change that's supposed to come with marriage.
Well, I would say this. I would think that you also changed in a different way. In just terms of the level of maturity that you have to be
married. You have to
be in a relationship like that. And not every man is ready to be.
That's what I'm saying.
That responsible. because I could fool around, I could play,
right,
and not have any responsibility.
Anybody could do that though. That's easy.
But once I commit